Good morning. I'm Gigli Peaches. Welcome to In the Kitchen with June Peaches. Last week, I made a delicious Alfredo sauce. I didn't do much with it other than treat it like a smoothie and just sip it out of a straw. But I'll come back this week to give you a what else you can do. But before I go any further, if you're new, finger that little subscribe button. You'll want to come back because I'm more bedazzling than a long hallway full of crystal doorknobs. If you've done been here before, thanks for coming back, honey. Now fix yourself a drink, set your seat, get yourself comfortable, and pick your drinking game. We're making Gigli Piselli today. This recipe has been in my arsenal for quite some time, mostly unchanged. It's a nice I don't feel like cooking tonight meal, but it's rich and sumptuous enough to whip up real quick if you've got some unannounced visitors. But what is a Gigli Piselli? Well, it's not Sylvana's husband, and it doesn't have anything to do with the movie by the similar name. Well, let's just be honest. This is actually enjoyable. Gigli, Italian for lily, is a canicularly shaped pasta with little flounces all going down the side.
The calla lilies are in bloom again. Such a strange flower.
And strange flowers make for delicious dishes. Let's take a look at this mise en place, which, as you'll remember, is French for get your shit together. So let's get started. We start by heating our oil over medium high, and then we're going to brown our sausages. I've got a link for the full recipe at junepeaches.com in the description below, just in case you want a book nail or thumb mark. Most of these ingredients, as you can see, are pantry items. Unless you have access to a specialty pasta place like Target, the Gigli might be hard to find. Campanelle, which is Italian for little bells, that comes to the same thing. But I like to use any sort of pasta that has something for the peas and sausages to nestle into. Orecchiette, conchiglie, cappello napoletano, just not regular old spaghetti or cavatappi. Only your basic bitch would do that. Speaking of basic bitches, let's talk about Sylvana Piselli. I owe the beginning of all that I know about Italian cooking to that woman. In fact, she taught me how to make my first Alfredo, and I remember it like it was yesterday, all those many years ago. I spent my Saturday afternoon with Mama, that's Italian for grandmother. We listened to the broadcast on the radio, but only if it was Italian. And she really didn't have an ear for all that German Latin arts bullshit, as she called it. Puccini, Verdi, Mozart, when it came to it and then wrote in Italian, that's what we listened to. We'd all be up in that kitchen just singing songs and cooking up storms. It's funny how traumatic experiences seem to stick with you, because salted milk, that's what how Alfredos taste like. Same consistency too, child. Warm, salted milk on barely wetted, crunchy ass pasta. She was afraid to turn the stove past leading to the water, really never got a chance to boil. It just sat there kind of simmering for however long the box is. So like I said, she was the beginning of everything I know about real Italian cooking. Do the opposite. It wasn't genes and exercise that kept the family light and lean and all shorter than 5'3". No. Nona couldn't cook. They were malnourished. She was boots the house down and no-no in the kitchen. My God. Plywood Parmesan, Sunday gravy like a Bloody Mary without the kit. Hell, her Italian wedding soup is probably the reason why all her kids got divorced. The only person I know to make a soft and chewy biscotti. Whatever. I don't get it either, because all of her neighbors could cook. She lived in the United Nations of food. You could walk through her neighborhood on any given Sunday and smell what was going on, and it was amazing. Spices and herbs from all over the planet and waffling out the kitchens. My mouth is watering just thinking about the luncheonette possibilities. Meanwhile, Nonna P's kitchen on each and every given Sunday had the delicious aroma of crickets. Yeah. Crickets. Her method of Italian cooking was its name is its ingredients. Spinach salad, black olive salad, and garlic and pine nut salad. Ingredients on top of chopped lettuce. Pick a dressing. Red bean soup, just red beans. Not a la rice, no, because that would be delicious. Not even an actual Italian red bean soup. 1 cup of beans, 8 cup water, cook it, then add back enough water to make a soup for you then. Pasta fazool, pasta fazool. But for her, fazool was Sicilian, and because it was 2 different types of macaronis, it was something special for guests. Eggplant parmesan, yep, you get it. Eggplant parmesan, just sliced and baked, and that's all. She used to do a pizza margarita. Sprinkle salt all around first. So like I said, her kitchen smelled like Christmas. And the sausage steam is good for your pores too. Yes, my God. The facial and dinner at the same time. But now that the sausage is brown, we're just going to transfer that to a bowl with a slotted spoon. And then we're going to get to our mushrooms and our onions. Cooking onions is one of my favorite things to do. And for any person serious about turning some flavorful dishes out from their kitchen, that should be among theirs as well. Like raindrops on roses and whiskey and kittens. Some onions sizzling on the skillet are a few of my favorite things. And like I said, Nonna Piselli taught me everything I know about Italian cooking. Which is to say that Fuzzy showed me the proper way to cook an onion. And it always starts with 1 tablespoon of extra butter. Because butter makes it better, regardless of whatever type of other fat you're using. And you should use one to double cross butter's willingness to try to burn on you. Your onions always need butter. Always. Once the butter's all melted, then I add in my mushrooms. That's an onion, but I add them in too. And my mushrooms. That smell. Just get these softened up for a second. Now that we got that all flipped, tossed, and coated, then we add our seasonings in. Now that they're done, we dump this whole skillet onto the sausage. The onion, the mushrooms, the pan fats, that butter, everything. Child, if only the internet smelled. Because this is perfume right here. Ooh, child. Got your hot spots. Liz Taylor thought them diamonds brought her luck. I got something better for you. But at this point, it's time to cook the pasta and make the Alfredo. I have a link in the description below for last week's Alfredo, and for the pasta, just follow the instructions on the package. Me personally, I like my pasta like I like my men, with a little bit of bite back and something to chew on. We call that al dente. And if you don't know how to boil water yet, because I'm here for everybody, even the unsavory ghost of Nonna P, make sure you rest in the spice bazaar. Check out this little video on how to boil water and set a timer. We're almost ready to call everyone down for dinner. To finish this off, we take our sausage and onion and mushroom mess and just stir that into the Alfredo and let it just warm through for a minute or so. Oh shit, I think I needed a bigger bowl, but that's okay. We're just gonna do this very gently. Shit, all the guests are arriving for the flavor party that's about to go down your throat. And oh my God, they are not social distancing in this bowl, but we're gonna make it work. That's okay. While that's doing that, I can toss in my peas. Now the peas, they're still frozen. But that's because the heat from the pasta and the sauce is going to be enough to cook the peas to perfection. Not overcooked and mushy, just like my men, if you remember correctly. Perfect. Yabba-ga-dabba-ga-doo. Lily Peas, which would have been a lovely name for a drag queen, but I lent a heifer away some hairstyling supplies, and they got returned damaged. So she's dead to me. Gigli Piselli. If you want, just throw some parsley on top. That way it'll look like you actually did something in the kitchen if you're serving it for company. Just ring that little dinner bell, and they can come dish their plate and dig the hell in. And what a dig. God damn it. Now this right here, that's the reason the ostriches conquered Italy back in the Middle Ages. You don't just slap your mama for this, you invade a whole grown-ass foreign territory. But that's my time for the day. I hope you enjoyed my little visit. If so, tickle that little thumbs up button. If not, I don't know what to say. I mean, I had a blast, so as far as I'm concerned, you can kiss my... yeah, oh hell, just hit the thumbs up. Tell your friends, spread me around, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the little thingy if you want to make it go ding. See you next Tuesday, huh? Butterfly kisses and hot sauce wishes. This is Jimmy.